All right, I want to welcome everyone to our live Saturday morning presentation. Everyone should be able to see my screen, and on it, you'll see the title, Follow Through and Building Your Synergy Business. And one of the things that we want to do today is over the last 2 months, we've been giving you parts of this funnel, your synergy funnel, and we've been giving you information and ideas in terms of how to build out your funnel. And today what I'd like to do is kind of give you an overview of the funnel and give you some, what I hope will be useful tips and techniques that as you build your funnel, the whole purpose is to move people from the top of the funnel all the way down to the bottom of the funnel where you end up having loyal customers and dedicated business builders. Now, one of the things is you can find this information at oursynergyfamily.com. And then specifically to this funnel, there's an icon that if you click on, it'll take you to your synergy funnel. So let me exactly show you what to do. Now, I'll open up a browser window. One of the things that I've done in my browser window is when I open up a new browser window, as you can see, I've got icons for my 10 things that I go to almost on a regular basis. And you can see our Synergy family. I already have an icon for it on every time I open up a browser, it's there because I go to this website almost daily. And I use this website because I've stored a lot of great information on this website that is available to everyone that's watching this presentation, as well as people who are watching the video of this presentation. Now, when you go to the home page, you can see myself, Dan Hammer. I have an opening video that kind of walks you through how to use this. But here it is, your Synergy family. And if you click on that icon, it's going to take you to this dedicated page that's going to help you understand how to build out your synergy funnel. It has the funnel. If you click on this image, it'll take you to a PDF that if you want to print off or print out this funnel. So like if I click on that, it's going to take me to a PDF of the funnel. And then you can either download this PDF to your computer or you can print it off on your printer and have this so that you can have a visual representation of what you're trying to do. Your whole objective is to create awareness and attract people, both product users, potential product users, clients, as well as potential team members that join you in the synergy business. Your job is to create awareness and attract them, and then give them the proper information for consideration and to convert them either as a customer or as a business, a team member in your synergy organization. And again, this will help to reinforce the things that you need to be doing on a daily basis. So let's go back to today's presentation. Those are the locations for it. And you'll notice that I have this statement, and you'll see this on the funnel on both the customer side of the funnel, and you see it also on the distributor side of the funnel. Follow through discipline. There's a couple ways you can read that. There's follow through, and then there's discipline, and then there's the combination of follow through discipline, meaning that you've got to discipline what you're doing to build your synergy business. You have, unlike a regular job where you might have a boss who is going to require you to do certain things and hold you accountable to doing those things, in the synergy business, you don't have any boss but yourself. The person you see in the mirror is your boss. So it's really important that you put in place some disciplines to help you do this whole strategy of building your synergy business. And the first discipline that you need to have is you need to determine your marketing strategy. Now, there are more than the ones that I'm showing you here. My primary marketing strategy is nitric oxide therapy. There's a whole strategy around weight management. We've talked about the microbiome and Synergy's biome products, but I'm telling you, from a marketing strategy, weight management is a huge strategy that the biome products are just waiting for you to implement. And most likely next month, I'm working on a funnel and a program for weight management. I'm hoping to have that done by the end of April. And as I get the pieces in place, I'll begin to show you an effective marketing strategy for weight management. You have a marketing strategy for energy. We have a fantastic product in E9. There's so many people out there that are drinking caffeinated drinks and beverages to help get them going during the day. 5-hour energy and all the other ones that are out there. So there's a huge marketplace for energy drinks and energy supplements, and we have one of the best in the industry in E9. There's a whole avenue of helping people address cholesterol concerns. They're either on medications and don't like the side effects from statins, or they don't want to go on statins. They're looking for an alternative. We have a great product in metabolic LDL that can help people. And then we have a great skincare line in Trulum. So the key is you've got to determine your marketing strategy. You can have more than one, but my suggestion is start with one, get it developed, get your funnel developed around that strategy. And then once that strategy is developed and working and you're moving people through that funnel, if you want to start another marketing strategy to continue to add people into your funnel, well, that'll be great, because the things that I'm going to show you this morning are going to apply no matter what your marketing strategy is. You just have to tweak it to that strategy. So without a marketing strategy, you won't know what to center your synergy business in or on. So you got to determine that first. Then once you have that, you need to create your mission statement, your elevator speech designed to create awareness and attraction. I was on a call this week with a person that I'm working with, and she's into sales. That's her whole living is about sales. So she calls the elevator speech your pitch, whatever you want to call it. I want to give you some suggestions today that once you've determined what your marketing strategy is, how you can then develop your mission statement, your elevator speech, your pitch, whatever you want to call it. It's all got to be designed to create awareness and attraction. And if it doesn't, you're just wasting your time. You need to work on that so that what you share with people is going to create awareness of what you're doing and attraction for them wanting more information. So I'll give you a couple examples. There's two basic questions that people ask you all the time. What do you do for a living, and how you doing? Or some variation of those two questions. And how you answer those questions is really important, because if you don't answer them properly, they're lost opportunities. But if you understand how to answer those questions properly, they're an absolute gain in terms of helping you to begin the process of putting people into the top of your funnel and then being able to help move them down through that funnel. So I'll give you an example. What do you do for a living? Well, I'm part of the Million Lives Project, helping people understand how nitric oxide therapy can naturally improve their cardiovascular health. Do you know anyone who has high blood pressure or diabetic complications? And then I shut up. Now, you'll notice that when I said that, I have a rhythm to the way that I said it. I don't just go, I'm part of the Million Lives Project, helping people understand how nitric oxide therapy can naturally improve their cardiovascular health. Do you know anyone who has high blood pressure or diabetic complications? If I said that, it would be the same elevator speech or pitch or mission statement, but people wouldn't understand. I said it too fast. So I use breaks to be able to help people take the information I've already given them, process it, emphasize certain words. I'm part of the Million Lives Project, helping people understand how nitric oxide therapy can naturally improve their cardiovascular health. Do you know anyone who has high blood pressure or diabetic complications? So I have a rhythm in a way that I say that so that people can understand what I'm telling them, sharing with them, and I come back with a question. And the reason why I use the question is because I want to start the process of engaging them in conversation. If they tell me no, well, great. Then it's a no. I don't worry about it. They're not a potential person to put into my funnel. But if they say yes, if I get a yes response, now, again, I'm not trying to sell them ProOxygen Plus. What I'm trying to do is create interest for them to want more information so that the information that I give to them as they go down through this funnel is going to resonate with their needs, and they're going to see their need for ProArgi-9 Plus. And you'll notice that in this first part, I never ever talk about ProArgi-9 Plus. It's all about nitric oxide therapy. So if they get a yes, I'll go something along this lines. Well, that's a person I could benefit, or I'm sorry, that's a person who I could help benefit from nitric oxide therapy. In fact, I've got a client whose blood pressure was 160 over 90, and through nitric oxide therapy, brought her blood pressure down to 112 over 68, all done naturally and without the need for drugs. Again, you're answering a response. Yes, they know people. We'll share with them a testimonial in relationship to what you just asked them: high blood pressure, diabetic complications. If they told me, yeah, I have family and friends that have diabetic complications, well, I wouldn't then share a high blood pressure testimonial. I would share instead a diabetic testimonial. Well, that's a person who could benefit from nitric oxide therapy. In fact, I've got a client who's diabetic. Blood sugars were running well above the 200 range. And now through nitric oxide therapy and improved blood flow, their blood sugars run around 100. In fact, they've also seen their neuropathy clear up. They've seen the discoloration in their legs clear up. And so all of it was done through this nitric oxide therapy, and it was done without the need for drugs. Again, that testimonial in response to their yes, if they give me a specific area, yes, I've got high blood pressure. Well, you're a person I could help you benefit from nitric oxide therapy. In fact, I've got a client, and maybe this will resonate with you, their blood pressure was 160 over 90. And through nitric oxide therapy, I was able to help them apply that and bring their blood pressure down to 112 over 68. They're back in the normal range. And we did it naturally without the need for drugs. So again, I'm giving you a response, and then your job is to be able to make a narrative out of it, tell a story out of it. So the goal is to create awareness and attraction, leading them to want more information, and then offer them your sales tool. So let's say that the person was, gosh, I need to know about nitric oxide therapy. Can you tell me more about it? Well, here's the mistake that a lot of people make in your funnel. You start telling them about nitric oxide therapy. You start telling them about ProArgi-9 Plus. And you give them all the information, sometimes to the point where you overwhelm them with information. Or you give them so much information that they think that they no longer need any more information from you. And you wonder why they don't move down through your funnel. The alternative is to do it this way, because then you'll determine whether they truly want information or not, and it gives you the opportunity to follow through and follow up with that individual. Great, I've got a great video that can help you better understand this whole aspect of nitric oxide therapy. Would you like me to send you an email with the link to the video? So I come back with that question. Would you like me to send you an email with the link to the video? I'm doing that to qualify this individual, because if they tell me yes and they want that link, that tells me that this person is truly interested and gives me the opportunity to send them an email, something to the effect, "Dear Susie, good talking with you today. Sorry to hear that you've got high blood pressure, but there's hope through nitric oxide therapy." In fact, as I shared with you, my one client saw her blood pressure go from 160 over 90 down to 112 over 68, and she was able to do it through nitric oxide therapy, all done naturally without the need for drugs. I promised you a link to a video that would help you understand this. Here it is. And then you paste in the link. I'll follow up with you to make sure that you got the email and see if you have any questions. and then you send it. Now, I don't have anything here on this presentation. I have no script in front of me. I'm just making that email up off the top of my head. You can do the same thing. Where do you find the link to that video? Well, again, what do you have, a resource tool? You have Our Synergy Family, the first place that you need to go to. Where do you want to go? You want to go to Our Synergy Library. Fantastic videos in that library, not because I did them, because I know that they work, all right? I know that these videos work because I get calls all the time on my videos. I know that people in Synergy Worldwide use my videos all the time to help them create their client base, their customer base. So I know that these videos work. They're going to work for you. Where do you find them? You scroll down, you click on Health Videos, and then we have the old versions of the topics as well as the new versions. So it'll take a little bit for these to come up because we're on a Zoom platform and it takes a little while for some of this stuff to load. But once it does, you'll see. You'll notice that this is the icon for the Global Health Makeover website. These are all stored. You know, when you see that icon, those are stored on the Global Health Makeover website, but you can easily get them right off of here. All you have to do is, again, I've done this before, you right-click on your mouse, copy video URL, and that's what you paste into your email. And then if you scroll down here, these are the more current ones. These are the updated ones. Has a better look and feel to them, a little more condensed in terms of time. This is a general webinar video on nitric oxide therapy, and then you've got athletic performance, wound healing, cognitive function, sexual function, diabetic complications, high blood pressure. So if I'm talking to that person and their issue is high blood pressure, I want to send them this video on how nitric oxide therapy addresses high blood pressure. Right-click, copy URL, and then I just paste that into that email that I just narrated to you. So you have access to this information. Now, it gives you an opportunity to send them an email, and then once that email has been sent, it gives you the opportunity to call them and follow up with them and make sure that they got it first off, because sometimes people, when you send emails, they either don't recognize it or it gets put in spam or they don't have time to watch it. And if you follow up with them, then you can see whether they did watch it or not. If they didn't, did they see it? You know, no, I don't remember seeing it. Let me send it to you again. So again, it's all part of that follow-through, follow-up system to make sure that the information you send to people, you can follow through and make sure that they got it, and if they have any questions about it. Question, you get it all the time. How you doing? How you feel today? What's going on? Well, I feel great. I mean, a lot of times you say, well, things are fine. Okay, well, that's the end of the conversation. Lost opportunity if you wanted to take that conversation and plant a seed. So if they ask you how you doing, what's happening, what's going on in your life? Well, I feel great. I just helped one of my clients use nitric oxide therapy to lower her blood pressure from 160 over 90 down to 112 over 68. I'm telling you, it's so rewarding helping others improve their health. So tell me, how are you doing? You know, the purpose of when a person asks you how you're doing, they don't want to be pitched. But what you can do is you can plant a seed. And then you come back with, well, how are you doing? What's happening for you? And if the seed that you planted resonates with them, they're going to answer your question back. Well, I feel good, but I'm more interested in what's happening with your client because I've got high blood pressure. Or my wife has high blood pressure, or my spouse has high blood pressure, or my uncle, my aunt, my mom, my dad, whoever it might be. And so now you've got a conversation going. Well, yeah, I mean, have you ever heard of nitric oxide therapy? No. You know, it's shocking, and it's also not surprising. It's not surprising because most people that I talk to have never heard of nitric oxide therapy. But it's shocking because we're in 2019 And in 1998, the Nobel Prize in Medicine was awarded to 3 American researchers who discovered how the lining of your vascular system creates a gas called nitric oxide that ends up improving circulation. In fact, there's over 100,000 peer-reviewed clinical studies in this area, yet most people don't even know about this. Yet this could be a natural way for most people to address almost all cardiovascular concerns. So would you like to get more information about this? The person says yes. Great, I've got a video that will give you a really great understanding of what nitric oxide therapy is, especially as it applies to high blood pressure. Would you like me to send it to you? So again, I don't have scripts for this. I'm just making this up as I'm talking because I've gone down this funnel so often that I've been able to understand how to move conversations through. Not next Saturday, but I think the last Saturday of this month, we're going to do a presentation. We've done multiple ones in the past, but it's always good to review the art of asking questions. Because when you ask questions, you create a conversation. And as you continue to ask questions out of that conversation, you move people to want information as it applies to their needs, not your needs, but their needs. Now, determine your tools and resources for consideration and conversion. Again, we talked about videos. You can send them by emails. I showed you where you can find them on our Synergy Family website. PDFs. Again, let's go back to the Synergy website. Let's go back to the main page, click on resources. And I use this all the time. And here's a fantastic resource. Let me just click on it. You can download this to your computer. You can print them off on your computer. I took this, I sent this URL address to my printer and had my printer print 500 of these because I use this all the time. So let's go back to our presentation. Now, if I've got a person that I sold product to, I want to reinforce that they've made a great decision. So I would make sure that I gave them this with a little Post-it note on it. As you can see, you made the right choice. Or if I'm handing it to them in person, I could show them the bar graph and show them, hey, look, here's the product that you're getting in red. You can see how it outperforms all the other products. You made the best choice. Or if I've got a person who's considering this and I'm in physical contact with them, meaning that we're sitting down talking, you could give them to this. Or you could give them this PDF. Hey, as you can see, ProArginine Plus is the best choice for harnessing the power of nitric oxide therapy. Or if you've got a person that you're talking to on the telephone and there's no way that you're going to be able to travel to them, you could easily say to them, hey, I've got a great bar graph that will help you understand which products actually create nitric oxide. Would you like me to send that to you? Yeah. Give me your address and I'll send you one of these PDFs. I've got them printed off and I'll send it to you in the mail. So you get their address and then send them a letter. Costs you 55 cents now with the US Post Office, but is it 55 cents that is of value? Yeah, potentially, because then as you can put on there, you could, if you're sending them an email with a link to a video and they've given you their address, which shows you another level of commitment on their part for wanting to address this. You have an email that creates another exposure for you. You send them a snail mail with this PDF in there, and you put on there, hope you watched the video on how nitric oxide therapy naturally addresses high blood pressure. Our product of choice is ProArginine Plus. As you can see, it's the best choice for harnessing the power of nitric oxide therapy. Little post-it note on it, or again, if you've printed them off, let me go back here. You could write in the margins down here, down at the bottom, or whatever. You know, post-it note would most likely be even better, because on the post-it note, it's like, okay, you've written something, personalized it to them. Again, those little techniques go a long way in establishing your credibility and creating your relationship based upon trust. And it becomes another contact. So multiple exposures, multiple quality exposures helps to move people down through your funnel. Testimonials. You need to build a file of at least 10 different testimonials from your existing clients. And if you are new in Synergy Worldwide, whether you're on this morning's presentation and you're new, or whether you're listening to this recording of this presentation and you're new to Synergy, then you need to borrow other people's testimonials. One place to go is go to YouTube. Just type in Pro Arginine Plus testimonials. And you'll see a lot of videos that'll come up with regards to Pro Arginine Plus. And then listen to them. And write down the important points. What they were prior, what they were after. Don't talk about Pro Arginine Plus, but talk about it in relationship to nitric oxide therapy. You want to share the testimonials in relationship to nitric oxide therapy, because then you'll be able to say more and not get yourself into trouble or get Synergy Worldwide into trouble. When you share the testimonial, it's like I had a client or a person, a potential customer call me last week, and in the conversation, they're 72. Can this help me? Well, yeah, it can help you. In fact, I've got a client who's 83, been on the product now for 3 years. He's a veteran. And when he was on the product, he had severe arthritic pain in his shoulder, hand, and hip. Now that pain is gone. When he used to walk, he couldn't walk very far. Now there's no limitation on his walking because he doesn't have pain. He works out twice a week in the gym. Used to wear glasses all the time. Now he just wears his glasses for reading. His blood pressure was 177 over 92. Now it's back into the normal range. And he saw all these other parameters improve. His triglycerides, 544, now they're down into the low 200s. His A1C went down, so his doctor cut his diabetic medications by 2/3. Yeah. So he's 83, and he's seen the benefits of nitric oxide therapy. And so you'd share the benefits of nitric oxide therapy, the testimonials, and then when it gets around to what product, well, our product of choice is Pro Arginine Plus. And again, we've done multiple presentations about this. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm almost positive. Let me get to the right page. I'll just do this. So when you go to this page, I'm almost positive I put it up here. In fact, before I even show it to you, I'm just going to tell you. All right, so if I've got a person and we're talking about, well, our product of choice is Pro Arginine Plus, and here's the reasons why. First off, it's the only L-arginine supplement recognized by the medical community. It's been listed now for the last 6 years in the physician's desk reference. That's the main guideline, or the main reference book that physicians use for guidelines and what they recommend to their patients. And then secondly, it's the only clinically proven L-arginine supplement in the marketplace. It's clinically proven to produce higher levels of nitric oxide and do it more rapidly than L-arginine alone. But what I feel is more important, it's actually clinically proven to prevent vascular inflammation, which is the leading cause of most cardiovascular health issues. Comes with 262 verified quality assurance steps. So I always know that I and my clients are going to get the same reproducible results. And if for some reason it doesn't work for you, It's 100% money back guarantee. So that's what we use. Is that something that you would like to use to address your health issues? You notice how I came back with a question. That's what we use. Is that something that you would like to use to address your health issues? Well, yeah. So what do we need to do to get you started? Well, what's the cost? And then I go over cost with them. Let them choose the best option for themselves. Now, those unique selling points, let me make sure that that's in here, because if it's not, I'll make sure that I add them. Okay, so I don't have them on here, so I will make sure that I add them in here. Okay, so I'll make sure that I'm making a little note for me to add the unique selling properties of Progyne Plus. All right. Now, going back to our presentation, again, you need to build your file. 10 different testimonials. And then have the basic parameters of them memorized. In fact, print them off so that you can have them on your desk, so that if you're talking to a person by telephone, you have them. Carry them in your purse or your daily planner. That way, if you need them, you can pull them out and you can refer that to them. You can actually show up. Well, here's some of the testimonials that I have. In fact, let me show you this individual here, because I think he'll resonate, or she'll resonate, whoever it was. So you can have that, you can show them. But if you don't have them in some file that you can print off, then you're going on memory. And don't go on memory, go on facts. Show them. Nitric oxide, weight management, whatever your marketing tool is. And then follow through to inform, reinforce, and engage. So once I've got a person on Progyne Plus, I want to make a call to that individual and make sure that they understand the instructions. Well, what instructions are you talking about, Dan? Well, again, going back to our Synergy family resource page, here's the instructions in English, here's the instructions in Spanish, and if they're using boxes, then here's the instructions for people who just use the single serve packets. If they're using the canisters or the jumbo jar, then here's the instructions for using the scoop. I make sure that my clients all have these instructions. If I have a person who buys from Synergy Worldwide first time, I send them an email with these instructions. So what's my first call to them? My first call is to make sure that they understand the instructions, because I'm always amazed that people don't read instructions. I should put myself into that category in certain situations. So I want to make sure that they understand, what are they supposed to do on days 1 through 3? What do you do on day 4 through day 6? What do you do on day 7? So I want to make sure they understand the instructions. Then my second follow-up call, are they consistently taking the product, and do they have any questions at this time? And then either on that or a third call to them about 2 weeks after that, I want to plant the seeds for referrals. John, I'm part of the Million Lives Project. Our goal is to help 1 million people or more understand how nitric oxide therapy can help them improve their cardiovascular health. And I want to thank you for this opportunity to help you. So I've got a question for you. If I sent you some business cards, would you give them to others who might benefit from Progyne Plus? That question is a balloon question sent to, put out there to see how a person will respond. And you'll be surprised. There's a lot of people that are going to respond positively to that. You're not asking them for names. You're not asking them to open up their contact base. You don't have that relationship yet with them, but they have seen improvements in their health. And because of the way that you positioned it, they would be more than happy to get your business cards and share them with other people. So again, what's the cost of that? A 55-cent stamp in an envelope, and you need to have some business cards. from Vistaprint. Very cost effective. Little note inside there, hey, John, I really appreciate you wanting to get my business cards and giving them to people that you think might benefit from Garaging Plus. Because we together can help 1 million people or more understand, like you are, how nitric oxide therapy is improving, could improve their cardiovascular health. Thanks. If you need more, just let me know. And sign it. Again, a little technique that will go a long way for helping you to, what are we trying to do? We're trying to move the people that you've created awareness with and created attraction with down into your funnel, given the right tools and testimonials that give them consideration to convert them in either customers or business builders, team members, that now in your follow through, you've got a client, you're informing them, you're reinforcing with them what they're doing, using, again, tools and techniques to do that, so that you're helping them become a customer who becomes a client and ultimately an advocate for you, that they now share your business cards, or even just have people get on the telephone with them and talk to you. I've had that happen. And then those people that they refer go through your funnel, and they go through your funnel a whole lot faster. Now, one last thing I want to show you, you'll notice on this retention email newsletter, I just want to show you something that one of my team members does, Arnold Broad. He makes sure that he gets people's email addresses, and he uses MailChimp. There's other providers, there's Constant Contact, there's iContact, you can use other email providers to be able to do this, but he sends out an email once a week. So he always comes with a good subject line. Has your BP medication been recalled? Oh, if he's got clients that are on high blood pressure medications, like, oh, and I better read this. I'm on high blood pressure medication. What's this recall? So when you open it up, it's got a nice graphic. His whole logo and the way that he's branded himself is healthy at 60 plus, because he's over the age of 60 and he's basically marketing to people who are 60 years and older. Got a nice little introduction. Welcome, Arnold Broad here. Thanks for wanting to be updated on health issues around ED and high blood pressure. So basically what he's doing is he's re-informing and emphasizing the reason why he got their name and email address to begin with, because they wanted information on ED and high blood pressure. And then, again, right up front, hey, you need to order, you got questions, call me. Got his phone number. And then he shares a story. In this case, has your BP medication been recalled? 1 in 3 American adults have high blood pressure. Most of those are on prescription medications. Unfortunately, the big 3 medications are on a recall list issued by the federal government. And then he goes on and talks about it. And each week he does a different story. And as you go down here, he has links to videos and articles, and he shares a testimonial, success story. He shares another testimonial of a client that he's been able to help. He gets a close to 30% open rate, sometimes 35% open rate. If you got 1,000 people, that's 300 plus people that are opening up his newsletter each week, continuing to reinforce why they contacted him to begin with. It helps with reorders. It helps with new customers. People can share this information with others. He's providing a service that goes beyond just trying to sell a product. He shows that he's got a vested interest in their health and their success. Again, does it take some time and effort to put this together? Yeah. But you notice what? The only things that he has to change each week, because in MailChimp, you just, again, you take the last email that you did and you just replicate it. And then you just go in and you change the story. You change your headline and you share a different testimonial. So the amount of work, once you've got your email set up, the amount of work might be less than an hour for him to do that. Is it worth an hour of his time every week to get over 300 plus people to open up his email, to continue to keep himself in front of people, to inform, to create that trust, to create, him as the expert, so that when they've got a friend who needs help, they refer that friend to him. Or if they've got questions, they can call him. Or if they need to get a reorder, they can call him, and then he can call Synergy Worldwide and get their order processed. Just a little service. It takes him, he has a person call him. Maybe he's on the phone with them for 5 minutes. Make sure he's got the updated charge card information. He then, as a service, calls Synergy Worldwide. He's got that person already set up as a customer, and then has Synergy ship them the product and shares their charge card, maybe another 5 minutes on the phone. So at most 15 minutes to make $42.50, because they're typically buying a jumbo jar plus one. To me, that's great use of time. So the last thing that I'll leave you with, I think it's the last thing, is what are you doing for retention and reinforce? I showed you the newsletter through MailChimp that Arnold's doing. You could do something similar to a snail mail type of thing. And then what I want to leave you with is this. Your follow-through discipline leads to advocacy and duplication. What's advocacy equal to? Referrals. What is referrals equal? Cash flow for your Synergy business. You're building your client base. You're building your client base to the point where you're getting 10 monthly orders from your clients or more. Arnold gets way more than 10 monthly orders from his clients. That creates cash flow through elite rebates. And then if you're teaching your team members to do the same process, you're creating duplication. That duplication is creating for them clients and referrals and cash flow for their Synergy business. But what it's doing for you is it's creating organizational growth and volume. So the more that you can help your team members build their funnel through a marketing strategy and the things that I've shared with you today, and increase their client base of people who are buying Synergy products, that's putting cash in their pocketbook, but it's creating organizational volume underneath you. Organizational volume creates residual income, and the greater your residual income, the closer you're going to get to financial independence. Any questions from anything that I've shared with anyone today? Everyone's muted, so you'll have to go in and unmute yourself. If I do it for everyone, I'll just have a lot of background noise. Anyone with any questions, or you can also type it into the chat box.
Hey, Dan, this is Bob.
Yes, Bob.
I don't have any questions with regard to your presentation, but just want to let you know what a good presentation this was today. Really, really helpful. So thank you very much.
You're welcome, Bob, and I know you like to take notes, so I've got this as a PDF. I'll send the PDF out on Tuesday, a link to it, and that way you can combine the PDF with your notes.
Okay, thank you, Dan.
You're welcome. Anyone else before we say goodbye?
So Dan, it's Judy.
Yes, Judy.
So what I like about what you did today is you made it so clear that it's just a process. And we have people in our funnel in all different places in the funnel. And I know what I like to do is I like to actually take the funnel that you provide and put names in it and actually move them down the funnel to see, oh, where are they now? How long have they been there? How can I move them to the next level? And for me, it's almost a game that I feel like there's life in the funnel. So thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah, I like that, and that you like the things visually done. And so another thing, just as a suggestion, is again, I'm going to put this PDF out on Tuesday as a link in the Tuesday email, so you could actually print this off, and then you could customize it to how you want to move people down through the funnel, and it help you remember. Okay, hey. Again, one of the things that is really important for people to do is as you implement your funnel and your follow through system and the different components, how well are they working? What do I need to tweak to make it even better? Or maybe I'm missing a step here that now that I see what Dan's doing, boy, that step would really help me to move people through my funnel to the next area. So again, as a visual person, printing it off might help you in that process of, again, making sure that you've got a strong follow-through system in your funnel to move those game players down.
Absolutely right.
Anyone else with any comments or questions before we say goodbye?
Hello, Dan. It's Donald.
Yes, Donald.
Just like Bob said, this is another great presentation. And just a point, Synergy has indicated that what used to be known as the physician's desk reference is now, the acronym is now prescriber's digital reference.
Yeah, I
So-
know that, but I'm not going to change I'm always going to keep it physician's desk reference, because when I'm sharing with individuals, they could care less. All you're trying to do is let them know that the medical community recognizes Progyny Plus for what it is. And so physician's desk, it'd be like, well, it's been listed in the physician's desk reference for 5 straight years, and now they call it something different. And so again, I appreciate what you're saying, Donald, but from a strategy of causing and creating awareness, I'm going to still stay with physician's desk reference.
Excellent. Thanks for straightening that out. Appreciate it.
I understand, Donald. I'm not being critical of what you're saying.
No, absolutely. I totally understand, Dan. And thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah,
So I don't chase, the rabbit down the wrong hole, so to speak. You're on point.
Yeah, I was on a conference call with an individual, and they're telling me, the type of sales that they do and all these other things, and they're doing this as a byline, a tagline for their business. And I'm going to tell you flat out, first off, that tagline would take 2 lines on a business card, and most people would never understand what you're talking about. Consultative sales. And then and so what I help that person understand is, on your elevator pitch speech, you want something that people can understand. So it's like, she's in sales. I help people understand the selling process by teaching them how to use storytelling techniques. Now, that encompasses, all you want to do is create interest. Then once the interest is there, you can fine-tune the information that you want to give to them. So again, Donald, I appreciate what you're saying.
Excellent point. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else before we say goodbye? All right. Well, I want to thank you for your time today. And we have recorded this presentation. It'll go out on Tuesday's email with a link to this PDF. And hopefully you'll be able to put the system in place and be able to continue to improve your funnel, and most importantly, your follow-through process of your follow-through discipline to help be more effective in creating customers, clients, advocacy, team members who duplicate and build residual income for you. Thanks, everyone. Have a blessed weekend.